Hey there everybody, Professor Cloud here with, I don't want to call it the next video or the next episode of Professor Builds a Satisfactory. And the reason why is because I just spent the last 20 minutes, make that 30 minutes or more, trying to fix the fuel problem that I caused in the last two videos. I believe I have it fixed now. And I want to walk you through exactly what it is that I changed, how I set things up, how I hope to have things working for the future. This is now got, okay, it's still filling. Okay. What we've got, so this is going to be a bit of a shorter video just for today. We'll get back on track in the next video, in the next episode. But here's what I did. I started with this oil field over here, and I repositioned it, and I've got it running into 3 refineries. And there is enough crude oil coming out of each of these coming out of this refinery or this oil field to actually make this work. It's having no problems. So we've got 3 refineries. All 3 refineries are producing fuel and polymer resin. Now this one at the moment, I actually am not doing anything with the polymer. I'm going to fix that right now. I hope. I may not. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, that's fine. I think I can fix that. Alright, I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Okay, so all 3 are producing fuel and polymer resin. 2 of them are sending their fuel into a fuel reactor. We probably could actually set up 2 because there is enough fuel coming out of these 2 for multiple. Let's worry about that problem in the future because those things take up a lot of room. These 2 are sending their polymer resin into a merger that's then going into here, into another merger that's taking the extra out of this particular refinery. So 3 refineries producing 30 polymer resin per minute each for a total of 90. They're getting sent down to this refinery, which is gathering polymer resin and water to produce plastic. That plastic is going into this storage unit, which is going into this constructor to produce packaging. Except for it doesn't have any power at the moment. So let me fix that little problem. There we go. Packaging, packaged canisters specifically, are going into this storage unit. This is where I offloaded all of my excess packaging. The packaged canisters are then going into this packager where the 3rd refinery is sending its fuel and only its fuel directly into here. So each of these refineries are producing 4 cubic meters of fuel each, along with the 30 polymer resin. Where we were running into problem is we were not getting enough fuel into the packager to produce the packaged fuel. So what is happening now is things are all now back up and running. All of the fuel is up and running. We're producing enough plastic. We're going to have excess plastic. We're probably going to have excess fuel. So now that, as soon as this fills up to 100, I'm going to break this chain here and put another storage unit in it so that I can collect fuel to take to the other ports that we set up for aluminum and at the aluminum production and nitrogen production. That's going to allow us to finally get all of the rest of the transport up and running correctly. I am really, really sorry this has taken so long to figure out. Now, there is still another problem of this still means that I have to manually take fuel back and forth. That's a that particular problem is one we're going to have to solve another time. The good thing is if I can put all of this into a storage unit, I can potentially run the packaged fuel from the storage unit into a drone port to drop off at each of the individual ports. Or at least at one port, because you really only need to go to one. If you're doing point-to-point drones, then you really only need to put the fuel into one, and they should collect it from there. So this is now stopped moving, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to go ahead and put a storage unit here. Okay, then I'll run this one. From there to there. Okay, so now we've got packaged fuel going there. I now have some in my inventory, thankfully. Only 24, but still. Eventually, this will fill up. Or start to fill up. And you'll notice this is back to filling up as well. So this has solved our fuel problem. It solved our fuel problem partially. We still have more work to do, especially as we add more and more and more drones. Plus there's then, and I've already figured out how I'm going to do this, there's also the logistics problem of, well, okay, you're dropping off fuel as well as a primary material at each of these drones. You then are going to have to put out a smart splitter to run the fuel directly back into the fuel intake port of each drone port in order to make sure that this works properly. But that's very minor at this point. And as you can see, we're not filling up any more fuel. So now this is all excess. So what I could do is actually sit here until we hit 76 or so, and it's producing fuel very quickly. I'm actually kind of surprised. So that I can take 100 and take it over to the aluminum production to start sending the drones over to nitrogen. That should complete the chain for what we were trying to craft, which was the cooling systems and the fused modular frames. I do still have to move the rubber that is at our hub over to the nitrogen location, but you know that's another problem for another day. We'll start to think about that in the next episode. Matter of fact, I now have this, so let me go ahead and put that in there. I now have 100 fuel. I can go ahead and take this with me over to the aluminum location. Now the one thing I don't know is how much fuel is consumed during each trip. What I'd like to do is sit here and wait until the drone comes back so that we can actually see how much fuel it takes when it picks up the plastic. But the great thing is now everything is back producing again. And if you'll remember, we're already producing rubber over there. I am curious about something. Yeah, we could very easily take this splitter and move it off and put in another power generator. I don't think we need to at the moment, but it's definitely an option. And I like the fact that it's an option. Now my question is where is the drone? The drone should absolutely be back by now. Unless it's just taking a long time to offload because it was full. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start heading back. To see if we can figure out what's going on. There are times when I dislike the key combinations for this game, and that was one of them. And yeah, it seems to be stuck over there. I wonder why that is. Unless it doesn't have any ability to drop off. I don't think we've hit that particular scenario before. No, it's just now landing. Huh. Alright, good. I would love to know how much fuel it uses, but no, that's okay. Alright, I have 100 package fuel. Let me go back. Actually, before we do that, I need to grab computers if I can, so that we can fill in this one milestone. Maybe we'll use that as the final thing that we do this episode. Oh, I'm gonna have to move that ladder. No, actually I can't. It doesn't have any extra computers. I wonder why. There's now something wrong with computer production. Because it's out of circuit boards. Oh, it ran out. It had run out of plastic. Therefore, it had run out of circuit boards. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that all makes sense. I am curious. Let's see how much has been done here. Still, only 47 director systems. Man, that's just such a small number. Okay. Well, if we can't do that, then I am going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here. Let me go ahead and move this ladder. Let's put it... There we go. Okay, that's better. Alright, now that the drone is back working again, we should be in good shape. Obviously, it's going to take some time to catch up. But in the meantime, fuel is being produced. Yeah, there it is right there. It actually just did another drop-off while we were doing all of that. So yeah, we're back in good shape. I'm going to go grab some more packaged fuel, but this is where I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this very short episode just to kind of show you what my solution is for fuel for right now. And I say for right now because I definitely don't like the layout that I have. At the same time, I'm also not sure that I could have done much better. So I think it is what it is. However, as I did discuss, we do have the ability to add more power if we need to. All right, I want to see how much fuel this thing takes. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, there it is. 51 per trip. Which means me grabbing 100 fuel is not going to be enough. Because that's only going to allow for basically 2 trips from aluminum to nitrogen. Because I guarantee that the fuel intake is going to be about the same. Interesting. We may have to set up the fuel transport sooner rather than later. Because what it would take is I would have to spin up a drone port here. Like this. And it would then take both fuel packaging as an intake for fuel, as well as fuel packaging as an intake for what to transport, and then it would drop off fuel at each individual drone port. Well, actually, only the one drone port would truly be needed. Maybe it's something that we go ahead and do in the next episode. By the way, I am producing plastic over here that I'm not actually doing anything with at the moment. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it, to be completely honest. And we may end up switching it to rubber anyway, seeing as we do need so much rubber. And I am trying to overproduce plastic as much as I possibly can. So, but these are problems for the next episode. With that, as always, I hope that you've been enjoying the content. I certainly hope that you've been laughing your ass off as I've been making mistake after mistake after mistake. Everyone, thank you all greatly for all of the great comments. And if you are enjoying this content, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and comment button. And hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Talk to you soon.